All right, it's baseball season, and William this year is playing coach pitch. So, you know, he thought we were gonna dispense with the tee and no longer hit off that, but little did he know he's got a lot of hitting off the tee in his future. Tee work, tee hitting it's great. It's just great for building a proper swing. And there's a lot of good skill building that you can do off of the tee. So we had a couple tees that we've kind of worn out over the last couple of years, and so I decided to put together a tee from parts from Home Depot. I just couldn't go to Academy or Dick's Sporting Goods and buy a tee like any normal person. So the idea is there's some drills that I want to do with William that really require two tees, and so wanted to put together something that was going to be pretty durable and would give us the flexibility to do some drills that you maybe couldn't do with a tee that you'd buy at the store, or you could do with a couple. But anyway, I wanted to put something together, and I can do it a little bit cheaper than anything that I can buy. So I'm going to show you what it is that we're putting together, and then we'll kind of go over some ways that you can use the tees. So, all right, so we're going to go over the parts real quick that we're going to use for this. I've got a 10-inch by 10-inch piece of plywood here. You could use 3/4 inch. I had this 1/2 inch laying around, so that should be plenty thick and plenty heavy, and I think the 10 inches will give us a base that's plenty big enough to keep the tee from moving around too much, so should be fine. Got a 1 1/4 inch floor flange. This is galvanized floor flange. Most of what you're gonna see here is parts that you can find in the plumbing section of the of Home Depot, or I got all this from Home Depot. So plumbing section, look for it there. That's where you're gonna find this. So 1 1/4 inch floor flange, 1 1/4 inch male threaded to slip PVC fitting, 2 foot length of 1 1/4 inch. What is this? Schedule 40 PVC pipe. You can buy this pre-cut in the 2 foot length. If you're going to make a few tees, you may want to buy a longer length. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a little bit cheaper, per linear foot. But we're going to cut this one down a little bit. We're going to cut this down to 18 inches. So we're going to lop off 6 inches from it. So do whatever you like there. And then this is a 2 foot length of, what does that say, 1 1/4 inch by 7/8 inch by 2 foot. It's dishwasher hose. It's already pre-cut again. You could probably buy this per foot. Maybe it'll be a little bit cheaper, but this pre-cut 2 foot length is nice and straight. I don't have to worry about it being bent to start off. I don't have to try to straighten it out or anything like that. So I would say go with that pre-cut 2 foot length. And then the last piece, well, you're gonna need some screws. I've got some 3/4 inch wood screws that I'm gonna use. Here's the top of the little pack of those. And then the last little piece, this was a pack of 2, and what it is, it's a leg tip for like a chair leg. This, basically, other than the screws, the only piece that you're not going to find in the plumbing section at Home Depot. And it's just a big old piece of rubber. Like I said, it came in a pack of 2. I've already made a tee, so I'll show you exactly how this is going to work. But this is kind of what's going to hold all this together. So I'm going to set the camera up, and please forgive me. If you know me, my garage is pretty much always a mess. My workbench is pretty much the same way. So, but I'm going to set the camera up and kind of show you how we're going to put all this together. Really, the only tools that you're going to need: a drill. You don't even need a drill. You could use just a screwdriver, and a saw. Some way to cut down the PVC. If you've got a hacksaw, use that. If you got a Dremel, use that. circular saw, radial, arm saw, I don't care what you use, table saw, whatever, just, find something. Hot butter knife, I don't care. Just cut, you're going to need to take about 6 inches off of this. So, alright, let's get started. Alright, when you get started, the only other tool that you're going to need, you're going to use a razor blade. We're going to cut this apart a little bit. I'll show you that in just a minute. So, anyway, first thing we're going to do, just get a straight edge. We're going to put a couple lines on here. This is just going to give us the center of our board, roughly. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but that'll just about do it. I'm going to measure out our 6 inches or so that we're going to take off of this. Cut this real quick, and then we'll get back to it. Alright, there's that done. Okay. So this piece, alright, what we're going to want to do, you'll see when you take this 1 1/4 inch dishwasher hose, it's going to fit just inside this lip right here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take out pretty much all of this material in here. We want to leave just a slight edge here because we want to get a nice friction fit between this and this. So with your razor blade, obviously very sharp. Be careful here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. This will take just a minute, so. This is thick stuff. I mean, it's pretty solid. So there's that. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit, and we'll come back, take a look at it a little bit more. Alright, that's pretty close, and that'll probably be good enough because some of this will get worn out as we're sliding this in and out a few times, but that's about it. Alright, next thing that we need to do, and this might be the most difficult part of this whole process, is getting this cap on the end of this. And you'll see, they're not going to really fit, but we're going to make them fit. It's really just a little bit of trial and error. Just kind of, get it on. You might be able to heat this thing up with a hair dryer or something, and that might make it a little bit easier. But really, just kind of get it over that lip. Be careful. And once you get it over the lip, then we're gonna flip it over, kind of put it on the ground and start pressing it in. Alright, so that's it. There's some lips in here, so you can kind of feel them. We're just gonna, I'm gonna put this on the ground, press down. Actually, let's see if I can do it from here. Not really, I need to get a little bit more weight on it, so off camera for a second. A minute or so pressing later, and it's on there. It looks uneven, but if you look down inside there, it's all the way up, pretty much all the way around. It's on as far as it's going to go. So this slip fit to male threaded piece. If you have some PVC glue, feel free to glue it. Really, if you just press it in there, that's going to be good enough. It's not going to go anywhere. And then this now is going to, and this may take a little bit of effort, but it will slide in here. And if you do need to shave off a little bit, then obviously do so. But if you work it a little bit, you should be able to get it in. So, and you want it to be snug. There we go. So, like that. This thing, you know, again, we didn't make this, we didn't size this perfectly for this. It's you can see some of the rubber kind of rubbing off as I pull it out there. That'll wear down. It'll make it a little bit easier to go in and out, but I mean, obviously you want the tee to stand up. So that's about it. I mean, from here. So, I mean, that's pretty much our tee, our base. I'm going to take this, going to line up all the 4 holes with the lines that we marked. That'll roughly give me center. Screw it down, and I'll screw this down, and our tee will be pretty much done. I'm going to finish that up. I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished, along with the other one, and kind of give you an idea of what you can do with them, what William and I are going to do. So there we go. And this doesn't have to be perfect either, but I always use making things as a reason to purchase new tools. So if you don't have an impact driver for driving screws, this may be a reason to buy one. You might you know, explain to your significant other that you really need an impact driver so you can you know, just easily drive screws. Really nice. Anyway, so that's in. Screw it in, and I mean, you know, you can see it. That's our tee. This is fully adjustable. This thing go up and down as high as you need it to. It's you know, that's it. It's if you want to paint it, you know, you might want to paint some of this stuff before you put it together, especially if you're going to paint the PVC pipe. Maybe you want to paint it before you put that on, but that's it. There's only one other thing that I'm going to do, and that's I'm going to put a little bevel on here. You know what, I'll set this back down. I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do that. But I'm going to put a little bevel on the top of this, just so the ball sits in it a little bit nicer. You'll see if I got a ball right here, so if I set that up there, it sits, you know, a little proud of the top. It's not, you know, really down in there that well. So put a little bevel all the way around the top of this. It'll just kind of cup the ball a little bit more, just make the ball just a little bit more stable. You know, that way when you're, you know, if you're doing batting practice or something and you're just, you know, constantly feeding balls onto the top of the tee, makes them sit on there a little bit easier. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that real quick. It's really not that hard. You just kind of got to be careful with what you're doing. So, dog's trying to walk out the garage. Bo, get in the house. So, I'm just going to take razor blade and real carefully just kind of shave a nice bevel all the way around. Just go slowly. Try not to go all the way out to the lip, because you know this right now the top of this is nice and flat, nice and even, so you don't want to make the top uneven, and then it'll make it a little more difficult for the ball to sit on there. So again, just take your time, trim off a little bit, go back. If you want to trim off a little bit more, clean it up, you can. Can't put any back on, so a little bit at a time. That's it. Alright, so screw this back down. Set our ball back on there. Now you can see it does, you know, it sits down a little bit better. You don't have the gap that was there previously, so just something little, but you know, might be helpful. Not quite as annoying when you're trying to, you know, feed a bunch of baseballs on there quickly. So that's about it. Alright, I'll go set it up with the other one and kind of show you what you can do with the 2 tees. Alright, so here's what we're going to do with 2 tees. Yes, I am in the house. Kids don't play baseball in the house. I own the house, so I can play baseball in the house. A lot of kids in T-ball, you'll see, you know, real bad habit of, you know, dropping the back shoulder, uppercutting on the ball, you know, because they think I hit the ball up in the air, that's a good hit. And it's just, you know, it's fine when you're, you know, playing T-ball. As you start to play real baseball, as kids get better, you know, they're going to catch a pop fly, and so it's just poor hitting mechanics all around. But it gets reinforced throughout T-ball, and that's that. You do see some kids that have nice, you know, good level swings with their hands right to the ball. And that's what you want to do. So what we do with the 2 tees, and what I'm going to get William to do, because he's one of those kids that's real bad about, you know, dropping that back shoulder. He also has a bad habit of, you know, real kind of sweeping swing, you know, so his hands are fully extended all the way back here. What we want to do when we're hitting is we want our hands to go right to, we're throwing our hands at the ball. So from here, your hands right down to the ball. And it's at this point that you should be fully extended. This is where you're getting the full extension. Your hips are going to start to open, and you're going to generate all your power, and the ball's going to fly over the fence. So with the 2 tees, what you can do is you're going to set them, you know, back to back like this, and by making those bases 10 inches, you know, so that we got roughly 10 inches between these 2 balls. So it's plenty of space. And what you're going to do is they're going to line up, you know, just like normal. You're going to set the front tee up, you know, kind of where you want the kid to hit the ball at, over the plate, you know, out in front a little bit, because again, hitting the ball out in front, throwing our hands at the ball. And what the child has to do, keeping their hands up, and when they swing, they're coming down and they're hitting that front ball only. They shouldn't touch this back ball at all. If you need to make it a little bit higher, you can. If you need to make it a little bit lower, obviously you can. But you know, we're trying to get them to go from here right to the ball and hit that front ball. So that just helps. It helps get rid of, you know, dropping the back shoulder and uppercutting on the ball. So that's one of the things you can do. Look on YouTube. You can find, you know, plenty of other drills to do with double tees like this. You know, so there it is. I've got 2 tees. Made them for, you know, I think it was $39, you know, for the 2 of them. You know, that's pretty cheap. I mean, you can buy, you know, a single tee for $30. and a double tee is going to cost you, probably 50 or 60 bucks. And I've actually seen tees that look almost exactly like this online. Just this single tee like this, real durable tee for about 70 bucks. So cool thing here is, if you're a dad or a mom or whoever's going to make this, you're going to walk up to the field with this. Someone's going to see that and they're going to be like, the heck is that? Where did you get that? Well, I made it. So one, that's awesome. Two, another thing that's awesome, the most expensive thing here is that floor flange. It's about 10 bucks. Everything else, this piece is $1. This piece is $2. This piece, a pack of 2, is about $2. This piece is about $2. I mean, if anything breaks here, I made it. I know exactly where I can go to get this piece and repair it. I know exactly what I need to do to fix it. It's durable. I mean, this hose is heavy duty. It's stiff. It's not gonna bust. I mean, if it does, replace it. This Schedule 40 PVC, if a 7 or 8 year old breaks that, I mean, please take that kid off the steroids that you have him on. That's just ridiculous. Even an older kid, a teenager, a high schooler. I mean, this thing should last as long as your kid's playing baseball. So, all right, but that's our tees. And if I hack together any other baseball equipment, which I'm sure I will show it to you guys and let you know how to put it together. So I'll put a list of exactly what I got here on a little blog post, so you can run to Home Depot and get everything you need to make one of these yourselves. All right.